So let's go ahead and get started here. Launching Nepal. This is Team Mystic versus One Fish, One Keg. Let's go in, I guess. Alright, so Nepal. Some things you want to know about this map if you're not completely familiar with Overwatch, or, you know, just for the sake of me sort of blabbing my mouse some more. We have Team Mystic on this side, and One Fish, One Keg on this side. You'll be able to see their health bars and what hero they are choosing. So looks like, yeah, pretty interesting map. It's got some varying stages here. So each time that a round is won, it'll switch to a different phase of the map. And it looks like this first phase is going to be the very open one. There's like this point in the middle that basically teams fight over, but the rest of it's very open-ended, with the exception of a few corridors on the side that get sort of tight and choke pointy. It's really just a very open-ended map. Looks like for Team Mystic, we have a Zenyatta selected along with a D.Va, and for One Fish, One Keg, we have a Reinhardt and a Roadhog. So we have a double tank setup going on for these guys, One Fish, One Keg, whereas on the other side we have more of a support plus tank style. Now, D.Va's been a very popular pick recently in competitive matches, so we're going to see basically how this matches up against the double tank style. Right now we have some hooks going on, doesn't seem to match up with anybody. We've got some heavy damage coming out from the Reinhardt. We got the D.Va getting hooked and then plastered against the ground. The D.Va goes down from the Reinhardt, which leaves only this Symmetra. This is Borothor Masaki, the Zenyatta, trying to take this point back. Looks like Borothor is playing a little bit cautious, sort of playing a little bit of a ring around the rosy type of deal in order to avoid a lot of this damage. Even though Zenyatta got the buff, he's still just a measly 200 health dude. Looks like Kai respawned here as a Tracer, which is an interesting decision there because they're going against a double tank. I would say maybe a Reaper would be a better pick here, but we'll see if this decision making is going to come in handy for them. Ooh, the Tracer did get hit, but combined with the Discord Orb from the Zenyatta, they go down. Looks like it's just a Reinhardt versus a Tracer right now. The Reinhardt ult misses, allowing Kai to sort of do kind of like a David and Colossus sort of lineup right here. The giant Reinhardt versus the itty bitty Tracer. Tracer's damage does not do a whole lot, but she's quick, and if she gets in your face and gets enough headshots, she can do a solid amount. Looks like she's stalling for long enough for Borothor to get back, but they still have not taken this point. Right now, One Fish, One Keg is still in control of this point. Kai lays down the ult, which goes and takes down the enemy soldier, which, accompanied with Borothor, actually takes down both members of One Fish, One Keg, and it looks like this small but penetrating offense here is actually working, surprisingly, for Team Mystic. Team Mystic takes this point. However, we have One Fish, One Keg coming right back up for this point. Did not give them a lot of time to sort of recuperate. We have, wow, we have One Fish, One Keg going with a support character and the soldier, so we're going to see basically how this lines up. It is a damage versus support, which is interesting. Sort of like an even lineup here that seems to be, I don't know, slowly becoming the meta for this style of map. Looks like Kai's ult combined with Borothor's fast shooting takes them down once again. That Tracer ult seems to be doing wonders for Team Mystic. It's just taking them down really, really well. Yeah, I did not think this combo would work out very well, especially when One Fish, One Keg had those two tanks. I just did not think it was going to work. Looks like right now Kai is just sort of scouting out like a Tracer should, just sort of seeing what can be done. Looks like, oh wow, that's very close. Look how little health that McCree has before it ran back for health. Looks like Borothor got taken out by a hook from the Roadhog, and Girogamesh goes ahead and cleans up the last bit of that. I believe that's the fish part of the One Fish, One Keg. This is Seabass and Keegan doing their best to hold back this point and actually gets it back. So we're going to be seeing Team Mystic trying to get back in here and seeing what they can do. The combo that worked last time is back at it again. However, that McCree stun goes ahead and takes Masaki down. Sadly, it's a very, very amazing grenade from Kai once again, just taking it to them with this ult. The Tracer ult has been by far the most amazing thing that's basically been in this tournament so far. Borothor just sort of took the damage for them in that case, but Kai was able to get his ult and just sort of lay them out like that. This team seems to have an interesting, weird synergy where one person takes a lot of the damage and the other, oh, but looks like Tracer gets taken out by this McCree. Borothor goes ahead and ults. Probably should have ulted while his Tracer was still alive, that way they could have gotten in on some of the heals. And isn't really able to match up against this massive damage that's coming out from the McCree and the Roadhog. Now, looks like they only have a little bit of time to sort of get back on the point. Ah, no, it's not going to be enough. McCree pops out the ult just for good measure. And that was a lot of things to say in a short amount of time. Hopefully this next round will give me some breathing room because, wow, there's a lot to say. This combo worked very well for them. Kai's ults were just amazing. Like, every single time he hit a grenade, there was like 1.5 to 2 full lives of damage going out. Even when they had the tank stack for Team One Fish One Keg. However, it seems like the Reinhardt plus another tank is combating them pretty well. That was a very close match. Correct me if I'm wrong, both teams were in the 90 percentiles of having that point controlled. We're going to have to see how it goes on this map as well. Looks like Team Mystic's going out with the tried and true despite having lost that last round. We're going to see if they have better luck with it this time around. Maybe they're talking about some different strats on how to use the Zenyatta. This time around we have the Reinhardt and the Soldier out here for One Fish One Keg. So we see Tracer sort of poking around. Seems like they're going on opposite sides of the map in order to deal with this massive shield, which is a strategy we saw in the last match between Pigeon Division and the Magicians, or One Fish One Keg actually, I believe. So this was used against them before. Looks like the Soldier goes down very quickly with great help of Masaki's just massive damage. Although Zenyatta is technically a support character, he does do massive amounts of damage with his little Zen spike thingies. And it looks like Team Mystic is able to take this point first. Looks like Gilgamesh is waiting for his Reinhardt buddy to get back so that they can push together, which is a good thing. Who knew that this was a team game? So it looks like they're coming over here trying to be cheeky. This One Fish One Keg team just sort of taking them by surprise, which is a good approach because they don't want to get basically in this situation that they are in. Unfortunately, it's sort of inevitable with the Reinhardt for people to sort of try to get on both sides of you. It's kind of his weakness. He's got a huge shield in front of him, but behind him he is very vulnerable. Looks like the Soldier is taking a lot of damage right here. In addition to the Reinhardt, it might be that Kai doesn't even need to use an ult this time either to take them out. With huge help from Borothor and his Discord Orbs, they take them both out again. And right now, One Fish One Keg is not able to do anything against this combo. Borothor is just sort of sitting up here. No one's even really paying attention to him, and I don't think Masaki minds at all that that's happening. Whereas Kai on Tracer is just sort of cleaning them up, just sort of whizzing around them, making sure that they don't really have a good chance to make use of that shield. We've got a pretty different lineup. The McCree, which seemed to work out for them last time, he starts going after Zenyatta, and Tracer tries to defend him, but does not get there in time. Masaki goes down, sadly. Goes ahead and does the Tracer ult grenade onto the D.Va. She jumps out of the mech, which is spelling actually kind of some trouble for Kai. You wouldn't think so, but the small Korean child here that's on the screen actually does a lot of damage outside of her mech. Actually, technically more damage than she can do inside of her mech. Very vulnerable, but she actually does a lot of damage outside of it. So we'll have to see basically how Team Mystic answers to this. Borothor waiting so very intelligently for his damage-dealing person to come out. This is Kai. Now switching onto Pharah, who is the Rocketeer of Overwatch. It looks like, ooh, McCree did get a lot of damage, but Kai with some direct rockets is able to take that McCree down. McCree's flashbangs have been proving to be very detrimental to this Team Mystic team, but with only D.Va around and some huge fire damage in addition to Zenyatta's damage coming out, we're not really sure what she's going to be able to do. And the small Korean child goes down, allowing Team Mystic to retake this point. This is super close. They are at 90%. Looks like this team, One Fish, One Cake, is going to have one last chance to get in there. Still on the McCree, which worked out for them previously. He's not going to have a chance to get in, though, because Kai and Borathor are just going to take him out and stun him before they're even able to get on the point. I'm not sure why McCree didn't just go onto the point at that point. I'm a little curious, but hey, maybe they were talking and they had some strategy in mind. Not really sure what was going on. And it seems like this Zenyatta plus Kai damage dealing combo is working very good for Team Mystic. Whereas, yes, we have Team One Fish One Keg doing very well, taking a map with this McCree. We're gonna have to see what can match up with this McCree to make it an ideal combo. Looks like they're deciding on a Mei and a Roadhog. Roadhog did do pretty well previously in a map, but that McCree was working really strong, so we'll just have to see how it matches up against this Team Mystic team. This Team Mystic team. It's a weird thing to have the name team in your team name, you know. It's difficult for an announcer. Kai doing a very good job with that Reaper, taking down the tank very quickly and easily. That's actually something that the Reaper specializes in, is taking out those tanks. And with his shift, he's able to basically get out of the Mei, freezing him. Borathor is taking a lot of damage, getting frozen, but Kai is able to come in there, help him out, make sure he doesn't take too much damage. That's going to be Masaki going and finding a health pack to basically come back in time to help Kai defend. And that was super close. Borathor had almost died there, but he was able to sort of keep track of himself and basically carry himself through to this next push here. Kai has a very good lineup for that Roadhog, however, there is no more Roadhog to be seen. He's still pretty effective against the Mei, but we're going to be seeing Lucio actually coming in, which might spell trouble for them, and it looks like Borathor goes down to the Lucio. The support seem to focus down that support character, and Kai is only at half health now, whereas Team One Fish One Keg is very, very healthy. And then Kai sort of had to go for it there in order for the point not to be taken, but it looks like this point now goes back over to One Fish One Keg. Team Mystic got the point up to 39%. We're going to have to see how long One Fish One Keg can hold against this new lineup, which is Borathor, now taking Keegan's advice and going, or his example, and going Lucio here. So we're going to be having the same Reaper here, but with this Lucio, we're going to see if this is an efficient Mei counter here, which we did see Kai shifting out of getting frozen multiple times. But we're going to see how it goes here. It looks like Lucio is sort of boosting Kai in with the health, Kai having to go around because of that ice wall, and Lucio and Mei are just sort of tag teaming, making sure that they don't get anywhere near the point. Between the walls and Lucio's blast, it just seems like, oh, and then Kai's ult goes out, Mei's ult also goes out, but it is not quick enough. It does get Kai frozen, but with both of them dead from Kai's ult, the Reaper ult, it seems like it doesn't really matter that much. Team Mystic retakes the point. Again, very close. It seems like every single push from the opposing forces is just barely making things work out. Kai hiding behind the point, despite, I'm not really sure if he knows you can see through that. Oh well. I think he eventually got the hint. We see basically a crossfire between these two teams. We have a wall going up, separating the Reaper from the Lucio. A very interesting zoning strategy from this Mei. A very smart move there. We've got the Lucio trying to lay down some damage. The Lucio ult comes out, which means Mei and Lucio are going to be very, very healthy. Whereas Borathor is still working on that ult. He's only at 85% right now, but with all the damage he's doing and all the healing he's getting out, he might be at that point soon, which may mean they can push back in with this Lucio ult. It doesn't look like One Fish One Keg are going to have any ults in time for this Lucio ult, which means the Reaper should be able to clean up some damage here. And there goes the Reaper ult, finding one target, but the Lucio does get away. This is Masaki trying to chase down this Lucio. ends up doing a lot of damage onto him. This is Masaki's just chasing down in hot pursuit to this Lucio. But they decide to sort of back out and just sort of leave him alive. Make sure that they have this point. Which might be a smart move because it is at 90%. This Lucio is going to need to at least poke the point in time for the Mei to get back. Does the Lucio realize that they're about to lose though? He doesn't! He doesn't! They're not getting on the point, and Kai's just making sure that nothing gets through. It looks like Team Mystic wins just based off of them not getting on the point. Which is the second time One Fish One Keg did this game. That's how they lost the previous match too, was just sort of the hesitance to get on the point. We'll see the play of the game. This is Kai with what I'm assuming is going to be a double kill grenade. Oh yeah, gets the rewind, gets both of them down, they're able to take the point there. They end up losing that match, or that round, but they ended up losing the entire, or ruining the entire game. Wow. I can talk pretty good wellness. Anyways, so, well played by both teams. That was amazing. Again, I'm going to say it over and over and over, I guess, every single match we have, but it's been close every single time. Every single round, both teams basically were in the upper numbers of the percentage taking that round. And so, there you have it. That was Team Mystic, or sorry, yeah, Team Mystic actually just barely, but very promisingly, rising above that One Fish One Keg team. And the guys and Masaki are saying they're scared, and they deserved to be. Because, I mean, this was a very good team. This is One Fish One Keg that actually beat Pigeon Division with a pretty promising results. I'm starting to see this Team Mystic as one of the front runners for this tournament. I think technically they're in first right now. I'm not sure. It's difficult to say. So, if you came out for the tournament, appreciate you coming out. That's going to wrap it up here. Like I said, we were supposed to have 2 matches tonight. I know some of you were here to watch Sora and Somber, as well as maybe some of you were looking forward to seeing the Magicians. However, unfortunately, that team is not able to do it tonight, mostly due to my own scheduling just sort of not working things out. But appreciate you guys coming in. I'll probably be doing some solo streaming of